Hello everybody, welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. I thought I'd take advantage of the beautiful sunlight that's out and make a really warm, sunny, nice set for all of you guys. Each morning when I wake up, right after I do a little gratitude prayer, and I ask Spirit to inspire me and give me new ideas and new ways of trying things and adding variety to my day, because as I'm always discussing, we are so habitual that I was finding myself doing what I did a couple days ago, which was going over social media and all my accounts and stuff that I needed to do, to the point where I started to get tired again. And I had just woke up like 90 minutes earlier. So I thought, you know what, you need to move a muscle, change a thought, and go outside, especially why, that it's still cooler before noon. And I just felt really light and bright and inspired. I listened to one of my favorite readers. I started to feel good, and I started to get all these messages, especially for a lot of you beautiful, feminine, gorgeous females out there, about your journey and how we can just keep going on our journey. And the road ahead sometimes seems like it's endless, but it's really not. We have all these gems to pick up along the way, and we have all these rich sisterhood environments to help us when we look for it and we reach out and we look for kindred spirits. You're going to be infused with motivation. I definitely feel you're going to get rid of what's holding you back, any self-doubt, anxiety, bad habits, toxic people. Bye, away with you. And you're going to be happy, not because everything is good, but because you can see the good side in everything. I did this morning. Yes, I could have looked around my house and realized, oh, I have to dust that, sweep that, do this laundry, do this, and inundated me with chores. And I said, you know what? It's so beautiful outside, so I'm going to make the first thing I do be ultra lifting and make me feel great. So I promised myself to do my readings before anything else, because I get great energy and I get uplifted. So do that for yourself. Like, make sure what you're reaching for first thing in the morning are those little joys in your life, so you can relax and you're not being inundated with stuff, and you just always believe that something wonderful and amazing is about to happen, because it is when we look for it. Okay. And I posted this thing on Instagram, you guys, and I believe it's so true. And it was this little phrase by Nikki Banas on her Walk the Earth. And it says, all in. And it doesn't matter what exactly we choose to do with our beautiful lives, but I hope whatever you choose, you go all in. I hope that you give it everything you've got every single day. I hope you're not afraid to dig deep within yourself and chase those dreams. And I hope that you chase them with as much passion and boldness as you possibly can. And you pour your entire heart into them. And you go to bed each night so proud of yourself because you knew you gave it everything. You're not afraid to go in all on your beautiful life, right? And of course we go through phases, where we're low energy or we're on focus. We're not every second going to be like, Gypsy Rose, let's dance and sing and go for it. We do have ebbs and flows. We're human, and sometimes we get distracted. We have hardships. We suffer loss and all of that. But on those days where we wake up and we know we have an empty chalkboard, what are we going to fill that with? That was like me this morning. I decided, hey, I can just start cleaning and feel inundated with work and chores because it's Monday, or I can go outside and get refreshed and read things that inspire me. So that's another thing that I start with, you guys. I read about things that inspire me and lift me and make me feel good, We have to find the courage to let go when we're no longer being pulled to the energy we want, right? That doesn't work for me. That's making me tired. That's making me distracted. We have to find the strength to leave when what we want is no longer there, right? Okay, I don't have happy energy there. I'm not focused in that. I don't feel like that's an endeavor I want to participate in. We can't find our worth in someone else by trying to prove it. Our value isn't found when we become aware how worthy we are for other people, but what is worth our energy and what we're worthy of in our hearts, right? So we just go for that. Okay, you guys. So this is just going to be, urgent messages from Spirit, because I felt really propelled to come outside. I was guided to just one beautiful deck that has beautiful messages, these beautiful goddess cards from Colette Baron Reed, and I love them. They're very, very unique in that they're simple, but the messages always ring true, like, hey, we have to find it, right? And it's not out there. It's not somebody else telling us what's going on. We have to know we're in constant growth mode, which is wonderful. So here's our three choices. We have Bridget, Creative Spark, which is huge. I need this every day, and I usually get inspired through start working with jewelry, my cards, whatever it is. Number 2 is Yuka Onna, Stillness. We definitely need that to absorb things. And if you guys are curious about my fire my gorgeous fire garnet bracelet. I have this in the shop. I'll put it in the shop, and I also have it over on IG. If you guys go over to IG and you see any of the auctions over there or the sales, it's usually 25% off less than in my shop, and you also don't have to pay shipping if you live in the US. So again, if you ever see anything in my shop and you're like, and you really like it, you can take a snap of it and then send it over and go, Melanie, can I get this over on IG? I do sale items for you right there, and I also cut out the shipping. Again, if you live in the US, because shipping overseas is quite expensive. So number 3, you guys, is Ocean, generosity. Absolutely being generous with others and being generous with ourselves. Hugely important. When we are hungry, we don't just eat garbage out of the refrigerator 100 miles an hour. We're saying, you know, what's going to really fuel me nutritionally and make me feel good. Sometimes when we prioritize ourselves and we treat ourselves well, we start as we mean to go on. Like the rest of the day is good. We cultivate a sense of reverence to ourselves and our health, and also our boundaries, right? We're like, we're not going to let somebody speak to us into a way that's unkind and not address that, things of that nature, because we're not dismissing ourselves. We don't let other people dismiss us, right? Correcto. Okay, so I'm going to have a sip of water and I'm going to let you guys make your choices. I'm so ridiculous. Whenever I make a video, I want to post it right then. So I'm always like having to make secondary and sometimes third ones, because it's like, oh, I don't want to wait for this for tomorrow, especially if I've done one that is all about love, and then I get another one that's all about our messages. Like I'm so impatient. I'm like, oh, I want to see this. And it's funny, but I really am guided to do certain colors, certain backgrounds. I feel like this is going to be an affluent and abundant time for a lot of you. That's why I use gold. And I would love for you to be able to manifest simply by using the mantra, I am accepting and receiving abundance and wealth continually, and I have gratitude for it. Thank you, universe. Constantly saying things of that nature, writing things down. Where our focus is where our energy goes, is where we get our results, okay? So if you guys have money worries, we don't spend time worrying on it. In fact, don't call them money worries. Call them money flows. My money is now flowing to me. We have to think of things that we want optimally and positively so they work for us. So let's start with Bridget, Creative Spark. So I'm going to be shuffling this, and then we're going to see what's going on. And then I'm also going to find out what your stone that can help you is, because I also have her gem deck. So Creative Spark, for some of you guys, this is me too. What gets you going? What lights you up? What starts your fire? What gets you motivated? Write it down. Okay, when I look at this or I see this or I think of this, I get excited about life. What is it? For me, it definitely is crystals and gems and cards and artwork. That's definitely it. And oftentimes it's enhanced by music. Music is very helpful in that endeavor too. So write down and make a list of things that really get you going and make you think in the realm of possibility and happiness and opportunity and optimism, right? Because what we want to take place is we want an awareness of our like eternal nature, all the things that are out there, all these facets, becoming aware that our own power happens within the creation of our reality. We can make whatever we want possible, right? Just think of like somebody who's sitting there, for instance, and they get some notion and they're like, wow, that's a really good idea. It can start with just the title of a book. Let's say Harry Potter. Then all of a sudden, hey, here's some ideas about wizards and an environment and a culture and all this stuff. And then information starts to flow because you're welcoming it and you're allowing it, right? That's what creativity is, allowing it, not doubting yourself. Ambition is not a bad thing. Ambition isn't about trampling over other people to your own ends and to your own reward. It's about, where are your ambitions? Why do they lie? And right here is where I always ask myself, why do I have this ambition? Where do I think it's going to lead? And why is it important to me? Right? I'm constantly asking myself that. If I think I want to have follow through with a certain endeavor, it's important what motivated me to get there. What do I want from there? And all the time, it's not about money. It's not about rewards. It's not about accolades. It's about the idea and birthing a creative endeavor. You know, if I'm in a gem shop and I'm buying all these gems, I'm not turning into a dragon. My end means ambition isn't to be a dragon and have a cave full of shiny things. It's so I can make beautiful, awesome healing jewelry and amulets and light catchers and all that. I just started working on light catchers last night and I'm really excited. And that's my end goal. And then the reason behind it is other people besides myself get excited, and we know the properties of stones are healing and expansive and all these beautiful things that are incorporated in the properties, right? So all of that. So that's my kind of end goal. Why am I doing something? Why am I motivated? And I'm consistently asking myself that too. I want to go do this. Why is this important in my life, and why does it take precedence over other things? Absolutely. Right? Recognize what's behind, excuse me, woo, your ambition and why you want to do that. Excuse me. Sophia, divine wisdom. I feel at this time you're definitely going to be hearing messages. You guys, some of you, it's 555s, 1111s. I feel like right now when I look around, oftentimes nature is responsive to me. Okay, so I can tell right now that I'm going to need to piece this together. I was looking around my yard. The funniest thing just happened. I was looking around my yard during the read of all the things that were going to be messages for you, and I got interrupted in the middle of the stream of the video, like somebody was calling, and for whatever reason my phone won't block those, so it was interrupting the video. And I look down and I see San Antonio, Texas, and I've got to tell you, Texas somehow holds some mystery and importance to me, and I feel like I definitely have to visit there sometime in my life. Some of the most spectacular people are from there. Cherry Enchantress is from there. All these wonderful people that I've connected with, Stephanie, all you guys from the beginning of my journey. A lot of my clients are from Texas as well, that buy my crystals and my jewels. So that's so funny. So again, you guys, in divine wisdom, we're looking around to see what messages the universe is constantly trying to send to us. If you have an issue that keeps coming up, boom, pop, it's that little thought bubble in your head, just address it and take care of it. It means it's important that you do this so you can wipe the slate clean and no longer be distracted by it. Whatever it is, I feel will come in and be able to be of service to you. So here's your stone, and that's funny that this was on the top of the deck, because this is truly one of my most important stones to do what I do. Lapis lazuli is about truth, speaking your truth. It works with the throat chakra. It really aligns us with our honest to goodness verbal stream, what we want to say, and how we can say it with clarity. And being a speaker, this is really important to me. I don't like to be overly effusive with words and have things get convoluted, especially if they're psychological or medical terms. Just things to be streamlined. And I feel like I never have blockages when it comes to speaking. Everything just comes out. I never have to stop my video and restart it. Once I start channeling and the messages come, they just come in a slow stream. So if that's an area in your life too that has sometimes you have a hard time embarking on, like just saying what you really mean, maybe you flower it, maybe you kind of dilute it because you don't want other people to be defensive or whatever. But I feel like we do need to speak our truth in every aspect of our life. If we're not getting that raise at work, if somebody is trampling over our feelings and our boundaries, we need to speak up. And we don't have to do it defensively. We don't have to do it from a place of victimhood. None of that. A place of strength, which is just undiluted truth. Listen, when you say this and that, it makes me feel really uncomfortable. I don't feel like there's any need for you to comment on my clothes, my body type, my hair, whatever it is. And I'd appreciate it if you didn't do that. You see how clear, crisp, and just honest that is? And it's not saying you're an a-hole because you say this. You're not using passive-aggressive behaviors. You're just being honest, but you're also being forthright. There's a little power behind that. Those are demonstrative statements. You're not leaving a question mark at the end, like, could you not do that? That's a weak perspective on that. This is, forceful. I'd appreciate if you no longer do that. All right. It's a statement, exclamation point, no question mark at the end, because I feel like some of you guys may be undergoing this at work with family members, people that are just, they're just like that little wasp around there, dropping stings, whatever. You don't need to hear that anymore. And also, some people just want to get a rise out of other people, so be careful also how you respond. Just don't give them a reaction. Just look. I love silence and a look. I feel like that just stops and closes the book on a lot of situations. You just look at somebody dead in the eye, you look away and you walk away. That's just saying, I'm not interested in this garbage, right? Close it down. Lapis will definitely help you do that. And obsidian too. I felt drawn to do another card because obsidian and all the darker stones, tourmaline, onyx, all of those are great protection stones. They deflect negative energy. I used to wear these all the time and also make these for some of my counterparts at work that had really continuous tough clients and people that would come in and give them a hard time. I would constantly be decked out in obsidian and onyx and tourmaline, and I definitely feel like that's a great little pocket or purse stone to have around with you. I feel like it really does. It just is like, boom, it's like a little, like deflector mirror right back at you. And just sometimes knowing we have that is a wonderful thing. And it's a great little thing, and they're very inexpensive. And I started making these obsidian rainbow amulets too. because I love things that are on cord and they're adjustable cord and that are very lightweight. I don't like a lot of pressure on my neck, so I love things like that. And sometimes it's just that little extra, prescriptive little amulet in your pocket for sure. So those are messages for you, group one. I love this because, again, it's reminding us, listen, we all need protection at times, even from ourselves. We want to say and do things that might not be great for ourselves. Ambition is not a bad thing. When we want to move forward and push, ask yourself right then, why do I want this? And once we can clarify that, stuff starts to take off in a really big way, I promise you. That helped me on my journey doing what I do today too. Every day that I wake up, I'm like, why do I want to do this? And what has inspired me? Lapis lazuli, best stone. I just made a lapis collar with these bars that I love. I had these old wooden beads that were blue and white, and I just was like sitting there and boom, it popped in. And again, I asked myself, what are you doing right now? And I was like watching a show and I was like, wouldn't it be great to like jewel out while you're doing this? And then because my ambition is always to create a couple of pieces a day. I have a great time doing it, and I love to see the finished product. So ask yourself what you can also be doing maybe while you're watching TV or something, like a fun multitask, not like trying to overwhelm yourself or feel like things are work for sure. But remember, speak your truth, say what you want. Know that, miracles are always occurring. Abundance is always flooding in. Your body is healing. Your relationships are improving. Beautiful synchronicities are happening throughout the day for you. Just look for them, group one, and you'll feel and see them. So that is you guys. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe. Subscribe. And all my links are down below if you want a private read. Please come over to my Instagram. This week I'm having a really gorgeous giveaway. It's a gorgeous raw blue. I'm trying to explain it because I have a visual of it. It's blue aqua aura quartz, but it's in a collar, and it's the most gorgeous blue. It's like seawater translucent and a collar, and then attached to that is a super surprise. So the winner is not going to know what the super surprise is. It's just going to be mailed to them. Now, if you subscribe over here and you follow me over there, you're automatically entered in every week's giveaway. Sometimes it's free readings, sometimes it's jewelry. It's always a fun, just kind of like mix and match up whatever I have and whatever I feel will be fun, I do for you guys. So come on over there. My links are down below for that as well. Again, private reads, get back to you within 48 hours. All my information is down below on that. So beautiful, Bridget, creative spark number one. You guys are ready to go up and glow up for sure. So now we're going to go on to number two, which is Yucca Ona and Stillness. I'm going to have a sip of water, and then I'm going to tell you why this is my favorite card in this deck. Wada. Well, one of the reasons that this is one of my favorite cards, and comment down below if you chose this just for its peacefulness. It's cool, icy stillness. First of all, I love the crown that you can hardly see. It's so beautiful. It looks like it's made out of ice crystals. I love the symbology on her head, the earrings, just the beautiful coolness of it all, right? And also, I love the act of stillness and being calm. And I always try to do this for myself when I first walk out in the yard. I just stop. What do you hear? What do you smell? I never wear shoes. What does the grass feel like today? All of that. And that stillness balance, grounds, and positions us to be receptive for all the miracles and all this stuff. Connecting with the outside and inside of yourself. Strong feelings of appreciation and love, deep sense of inner peace and joy and relief, a spiritual awareness of a reality beyond the physical senses. All of this takes place when we stop. It closes the gap from a sense of separation to being one with all that is. I hear every bird. I hear the wind in the trees, all of this. So stillness is very important within our lives. There's so much noise and sound and activity that this is necessary. Okay, so we're going to pull your two crystals. And then we're going to split the deck and just flip you out another two goddess cards and see what's coming. I love Colette's deck so much. Oh, beautiful. So we have Metis, which is wisdom. We all have this. We all have this beautiful, innate, intuitive wisdom that guides us correctly when we come from a heart space, when we decide, I'm going to do what's best for me today, spiritually, ethically, morally, every single thing, every facet. So when we wake up, the first thing that does that, honest to goodness, is gratitude. Wow, I'm so happy that I'm alive and I woke up. And becoming aware of one's own power in the creation of our reality. Because of that, we can always do this. And every once in a while, every week or so, I'll listen to a whole stream of Jake Ducey videos, because his whole premise is really on the teachings of Dr. Joe Dispenza, which I absolutely love. And it's basically our brain is hardwired to react and think a certain way because we've always done it. It's perpetual. Boom, 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 boom. It's wired in there. That's why we go to the fridge and we know where everything is and we grab it. And we tend to be habitual and do the same things over. So when we decide that method is no longer optimal in my life, I don't want to wake up and watch 2 hours of TV and then go and, talk gossip on, I sound like an 80-year-old. I don't want to talk gossip on the internet. If you guys have ever watched Key and Peele, and he's like, the pornography of the internet, it's so funny. But you know what I mean. You go in chat rooms and you just gossip and you just blast people, all that negative stuff. If it doesn't feel good, at the end of the day, and you're not proud of it, why are we doing it? But again, we tend to do things that haven't just totally decimated us the day before because we're creatures of habit. So Dr. Joe Dispenza is simple, and that if it doesn't work and it isn't optimal for you, rewire your brain to say no to that and yes to the new way. Hey, if I'm eating a bowl of potato chips, is that good for me? No. If I always have a fresh bowl of freshly washed cherries and grapes in my refrigerator and they're easily within reach and I start doing that, is that a better habit? Yes. After you do things, it is, clinically proven by psychologists, and I definitely believe in this because it's worked for me. You do something first for about 24 hours and then you keep doing it, and then you start to do that. Within 30 days, it becomes a pattern. It really does. You get up, you start jogging, you do whatever, you eat this healthy food. Time, setting a new clock, all of these things. So we're always able to do this, and our innate wisdom is going to constantly lead us to that. So let's say yes to that. Let's say yes to that helpfulness. Forgiveness. This is huge. I was having a long meditation on this last night, that we're not meant to carry around grudges. We're not meant to carry around hate. We're not meant to carry around old energy, because when we forgive other people, it sets us free, not them. It sets us free. We don't have to operate within their social realm or around them anymore. We don't have to do business with them anymore, but we are let going of that burden, that heavy, that stagnant energy that unforgivingness creates in our life. So when we just go, I forgive, doesn't mean I forget. It doesn't mean that I'm going to be welcoming you with open arms, but it does mean that I don't have space for this anymore. I want to be free and clear. I honestly can't think of one person today in my life that I have a grudge against or that I wish harm to. I just don't. I don't operate like that anymore. And it creates a lot of love and openness and a healthy void in my life for good things to come in, as it will with you. So right now, I do feel like this is a very specific message for some of you that just suffered some heartache through a relationship, whether with a sister, a mother, or a boyfriend, or a fiance, or something of that nature. Just forgive and move on. Just know that we can never truly know 100% what is going on in somebody else's mind. And if they're lashing out at us, think of how they're viewing themselves, because everything is a projection. So they obviously aren't feeling well about themselves or where they're placed in life right now. So they're punishing themselves. We don't need to participate in that and have that energy be part of our life. So just let it go. No more dirty looks, no more little digs, no more passive aggressiveness, no more text. Just let it evaporate, let it go. It helps you. Beautiful Lumerian quartz. I love this because Lumerian quartz is very similar to clear crystal quartz, but I feel like it's supercharged, you know what I mean? It has that little extra element of magic to it, that it transforms our thinking from our perception of, oh, I'm not sure that's possible, to hell yes, I can do that with ease, because it clarifies our thinking. And our thinking is that, again, our brain doesn't care what we tell it, but it sure as hell believes it. So when we say, yes, I'm capable of yes, I'm capable of that, yes, I'm going to do that, yes, I can formulate a plan and have follow through, yes, I can earn that degree, yes, I can earn money, yes, I can support myself, yes, I can speak up for myself, all of that over and over and over. I say this to myself all the time. And if you guys have watched my other videos, you'll realize one of the biggest steps that I took in this was when Yale asked me to participate in the brain study. And I was like, oh, my first thought was, oh my God, the machine, because I'm super claustrophobic. And the machine that we do this study in, I am covered from my head down to my knees, and it just studies your brain waves and all this stuff. But right away, right then, I knew this. And so I was like, my brain believes what I tell it. And I said, you know what? That's when you get to rest and relax. And it's also, it's like a deep space perspective in the machine. So it looks like you're looking out of a space window. It's really kind of cool. So I was like, remember remember that you can journey anywhere in your mind. So right away I was like, yes, hell yes, did it. I got paid very well for it. It was really great. I got to contribute to science and contribute to Yale, and I was very excited about that, and it was really nice. That's the sort of thing that Lemurian Quartz is like, hell yes, you can. And you step into this power of positioning yourself for all the opportunities that come your way to say yes to, that are going to enhance your life, right? Not yes to things that are going to add a burden in any way, right? We all have that person, place, or thing that is just not for us. Amethyst, I love this. This is one of, I feel like, the most spiritual, wonderful stones to get in contact with our guides and our higher self with. It's also known as the stone of sobriety. And back in Rome and Greece, they used to put an amethyst in the bottom of their wine glass as to not over imbibe. It reminds you to be sober and be selective in things you say and do, right? Because what's the first thing that goes when you over imbibe in anything? Your judgment, right? You don't want a lack of judgment. You don't want to say, do, and be crazy all over the place. And so amethyst also helps us contact that higher divine self, that spiritual awareness that, we are all connected, and we can always have inner peace and joy and relief whenever we look for it. And by continually doing that, you will be very surprised at what shows up at your door when you look for great things. Like, I decide every day, and I used to not be like this when I was younger. I used to have an impatience for my own time and space because it was so limited. But now I'm like, I can't wait for, my teens to wake up and be like, what are you doing, Mom? What's going on? Let's do this. And even, weird things that people are like, they don't look forward to. I look forward to teaching my son to drive. We laugh so much when he stalls the car and it like jerks back and forth. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot my neck brace. And it's so crazy the things that happen. And I have the best time. Any time spent with people we love is good time. We see things differently. We have an open heart and an open mind. And that's what's going to be taking place for you, Group 2. So I love that for you. If you're new to my channel, Group 2, welcome. Get yourself some amethystos. That is one of the strongest attraction stones for me. When I go into any stone shop, I'm all just grabbing this stuff by the fistful. Look, I can't even speak English when I talk about amethyst. I'm like, fistful of amethyst. All right, I need a sip of water. There are certain allergens out for sure. Comment down below if when you go outside you get that every once in a while. It's almost like you just get like an itchy nose, and I was sneezing earlier, all of that, but I love the outside so much. Lemurian Quartz, you guys, woo, top-notch clarity stone. I just feel like it gets you in touch with your higher self very quickly. And remember, wisdom and forgiveness. These go hand in hand too, right? We're not going to carry bad energy anymore. We refuse. We want to go onward and upward, right? Okay, beauties, that's you. Again, if you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe. And if you guys subscribe over here and you go follow me on Instagram, you're automatically entered in all my jewelry giveaways that I have every week. And go over and see this week's. Not only is it the beautiful blue crystal quartz collar that I made, it's a bunch of beautiful, like blue crystal fingers with, I think I have like silver spacers in there, but it just came out so remarkable. And when you see this thing in the sun, it is top-notchery debauchery for sure. And there's going to be a super prize that goes with that winning as well. So come on over. Again, if you're unfamiliar, I do private reads as well. All my links are down below, and I get your reading back to you within 48 hours as well. And I have a Patreon page, an Etsy store, all of that if you want to go see all the stuff that I create. I have a bunch of fun stuff over there, and I'm going to be loading up the store today as well. I've been lazy and photographing all my stuff and getting them on there. It's just like time escapes, right? So stillness, you guys. Remember, sit back, observe, and get a beautiful peace of mind in all of this. Now, Ocean, generosity. This is funny because this is my second favorite card in the deck. And the reason is I feel like whenever we come from a place of generosity, giving, and love, we are continually receiving. The universe loves that. There's a squirrel trying to go down the drain pipe and it almost landed face first in the garden. We have these little cherry tomatoes and he's so cute. He picks them off and he eats them. He's so cute, but he always looks so guilty. And, oh, I forgot. This morning, the turkeys, they're so domesticated now that when I come out and I'm feeding the cats, they come right up to the back door. Like, I could touch them. It is the craziest thing. And the mom's teenager turkey now is almost as big as her. I love it. And again, that's part of generosity. I am generous with the abundance that I have in terms of cat food, and I will feed every animal on the planet with it. So they all come up, and I, in return, get all this great menagerie of freakish animals. I feel like I have a bucket of fairy dust and I'm just enchanting every living animal in the yard. The stuff that comes into this yard all at the same time is crazy. When it comes to like the woodchucks and the squirrels and the crows and the blue jays, the turkeys, the skunks and the raccoons and everything. And they will all kind of like convalesce and move around. The raccoons don't come out till night, nor do the squirrels, but the skunks, but the cats aren't even afraid anymore. It's so bizarre. It's a really, really cool thing that happens. Again, generosity, when we feel like the universe is generous to us, we're consistently feeling that and we're on that upswing and we look forward to things. Like I look forward every day to see what my family's going to get up to, what the kooky animals are going to get up to. Ooh, Auralite, nice. So we're going to pull 2 stones too and messages. And 8, I feel like, oh, wonderful. Watermelon tourmaline. I love this. I feel like this is fun, sparkly fairy energy that comes from water tourmaline. Great creativity. I feel like it's a great way to channel vibrant energy, creative, loving, fun. Just like it is like its name, watermelon tourmaline. It's juicy, it's fun, and it's dynamic energy. And it is one of the coolest stones out there as well. Usually it has greens and pinks and purples in it, and they blend together. It is absolutely amazing. It's a beautiful stone. Now Auralite too. This can be a very expensive stone, and it looks similar to amethyst, but it's like 100 times the cost. And I think it's called Auralite 888 or Auralite 333, something of that nature. But it's extraordinarily expensive, so therefore it must be rare. But I feel like it has the similar capacity of amethyst for you, where you can just really channel great energy for yourself and feel the universe working for you and feel the messages that are meant for you. And you don't have to overthink things, and it's also like nothing breaking your will or sabotaging you. You're ready for it. It protects your energy in a way too that's important. I feel like a lot of you guys are highly sensitive to energy, and you can feel drained after spending too much time around big groups of people. All of that. Other people tend to dump their emotional baggage on you because you're helpful and you're a good listener. All of that. And I feel like when that comes into play, we need to recede and have these quiet moments. We can be generous, but we need to chill. Now, revelations are going to be coming in. And a revelation to me is simply you're being imparted information that's of import, really important, that can change the course of your life or how you think or your perspective, right? That wasn't there before. And I look for revelations every day. I go to really, really renowned psychologists and doctors on the internet and all other places. And I look for that kind of like seedling of information that hasn't really been out in the general population, that a lot of people don't know about, because it'll change my perspective. Like there was this one thing that was so simple to me and I thought it was absolutely amazing. And it really is, the premise that food is medicine. It's a natural medicine. Even big pharma, everything comes from a plant. It comes from a seed and oil, something that comes from nature. So when we think about these derivatives and things that are healing and growth-wise, when you see like St. John's wort, all of those type of things, they are mood enhancing, helpful. They help steady the immune system, all these things, echinacea, things that are out there. It's absolutely amazing. So when I start herbal studies, forget it. I am done and dusted for like 24 hours. I just get consumed by this. And it can get very expensive. So this is where I want you to know too, you even though we come across a revelation and some things are very healing, don't drain your bank account all of a sudden going absolutely gung-ho on everything holistic. Because again, things that are holistic and things that, are very healthy can be super expensive. You ever seen some of those juices that are like $12 to $14 for one vial or container of it? It's like that sort of thing that we can create our own. As the quicker it comes out of the earth or from a tree into our system, that's the best kind of form it can be. So when you get those grapes, you get those tomatoes, you get whatever it is. I always found mint. I have mint in my garden. Mint is so great for digestion, that sort of thing. Like these revelations that take place, you're going to have this dietary, mental, all of these things. You're going to be seeking information because that's how we live our best life. We seek things that we don't know about. We then turn that into information and part of our lifestyle plan that helps us elevate in a lot of ways, physically, mentally, all of that. It's very, very connected. You've seen on different places, oh, this is brain food, this is this and that. I've done tests and I've studied, like blueberries, those type of foods. And I truly do find that all of a sudden it's almost like, boop, some little extra gear clicks on when you eat in certain foods, and they are very reparative and they are very restorative as well. So you're going to be having these revelations. Believe in them. Don't doubt them. Ooh, liberation. This is such a super card because this reminds us we don't have to listen to anybody else. We don't have to follow a crowd. We don't have to listen to whatever our parental guideline or map is for our future. We don't need to marry that person. We don't need to be a doctor. We don't need to have what they have mapped out for us because they are not the ones that are going to be living our lives. Yes, it'll look good on paper for them, but that's not very nice to have to live in those parameters, right? We're not doing something so our parents look good on paper, like, oh, my son or my daughter is a doctor or this and that. If you want to go out and get into holistic medicine, Reiki, whatever it is, follow your bliss, because ask yourself, what could I do all day and never grow bored? And I would love it all the time. There's really nothing on earth I'd rather be doing than what I'm doing right now. I feel so lucky. And I have to say, for the first time in my life for the last couple of years, if I had to change place with anybody, but it had to be for the rest of my life, not just for a moment, because hell yeah, everybody wants to be Beyonce for 5 minutes. But you know what I mean? It's like, and I don't even think I would want to be Beyonce. I think I would want to be Keanu Reeves because I love him so much. And he's doing such cute things, you guys. I just read this story on him, and this is so him. He went into this little store, and this guy's mopping the floor, cleaning all the time, and Keanu recognizes, he sees him there all the time doing that. And then Keanu goes to a restaurant, this is St. Louis, and he sees the guy there too, bussing and cleaning tables, and he's like, wow, dude, you have a lot of jobs. He's like, well, what job would you want to have if you could have any job? And that man said that he'd want to own that store he works at. Keanu bought him that store. I was like, I wanted to cry. So I would want to be Keanu and go out there with my fairy dust of cash, be buying everybody horses, be buying everybody unicorns, here you go. And believe you me, when I have the finances, and I will very shortly, I'm going to be able to really embark on some really generous destinations. And that's liberating, knowing that we can have the life we want and we can be as generous as we want to ourselves and other people. You are going to be liberated from what you feel is a kind of mundane existence at the moment. A lot of you guys do feel hemmed in for what's going on with COVID, and you feel the loneliness or suppression. It's going to lift. Remember, everything that we have, think, feel, and do all starts up top in our mind. Choose your thoughts. Hey, everything is temporary. This is going to get better every single day. Okay, that's going to affect your mood. You're going to start to feel better and see all the opportunities. Then it's going to affect your choices. Now you're going to do things that are optimal for you and bring optimism into your life and make you feel good and hopeful. Seeking information, friendships, bonds, binds, all of that, reaching out and all of that. Liberating yourself from any negative thoughts as well. And most importantly, helping you reach your dreams and get on your true path purpose, because nobody is stopping you. No one. And you're just going to have follow through and reach that destination, which I love. Yeah, these revelations are just going to come in and be like, ta-da! So that is you, Group 3. If you're new to my channel, welcome, you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Don't forget to press like and subscribe if you like this video as well. It helps out a lot. And also the notification bell so you know when all the new videos come in. And thank you guys for all your great comments. I just read through all the last of them. I can't wait to be able to answer you guys. You're so sweet. And, you lift my spirits so much with your fun participation. And, you're just the greatest. And I really appreciate it. So again, you guys, if you're unfamiliar, all my links are down below for private reads. I get your reading back to you within 48 hours. Come over to Instagram. If you subscribe over here and you follow me over there, you are automatically entered in all the drawings for each week's giveaway. For it can be tarot decks, it's jewelry, it's goddess provisions box, it's free reads, it's whatever I have in that fun gift box for the week that I just see. Sometimes I'm just inspired, but there's also a super prize attached to that, which I just felt really compelled, but I want it to arrive in secret in the mail for you because it's really fun. So that is you guys. So love and light. I'm going to go upload.